Mercedes has continued their good result in Spain with another podium finish, this time in Canada. Albeit Russell's problems are putting a stain on Hamilton's good results, this is still the much-needed change of pace that Brackley desired. Moreover, with the latest rumors coming out, it seems that it's still not over on that front, as the Silver Arrows are focusing on another package coming up in 3 parts, most notably at their home track of Silverstone, but they also mention Hungary and Belgium. So, it does seem like Mercedes are on the front foot yet again, and in this video we will see what those upgrades entail and how will they improve the W14. Mercedes have learned their lesson and abandoned the zero-part concept, which is proving to be the right choice as the team is getting great results, managing a 2nd and 3rd place finish in Spain and another podium position for Lewis Hamilton in Canada. These successes have elevated them to 2nd place in the constructors' standings. The upgrades introduced in Monaco were not intended to directly challenge Red Bull, but rather to provide a foundation upon which they could build and gradually close the gap with the current leaders. Toto Wolff confirmed that the next phase in this strategy involves a significant upgrade package to be introduced at the Silverstone race. "We're bringing a larger one to Silverstone," he said. "Then we should have another one before shutdown. It's just that the learnings have accelerated a lot since we changed some of the conceptual architecture. There should be decent steps coming in the next 4 races." With Mercedes having got the development path it wanted from its Monaco upgrade, Wolff said that the speed by which the team was finding gains had ramped up considerably. "I think we're understanding better the simulations, and that correlates with what we are seeing on track," he explained. "That's been a problem over the last 1.5 years. We are seeing good performance gains that are coming in the tunnel. We are seeing a better understanding of what the car needs in order to go fast and what the setups need to look like. So, generally, the steps are getting bigger now. I think we're making good inroads." Mercedes, however, need to be careful with how large of an upgrade they will bring in Silverstone because of the budget cap, which is already being filled with a revamp of the W14. But it's safe to assume that they know what they're doing, and unlike some other cases, there is truth behind this. Mercedes had previously struggled with unpredictability when translating wind tunnel experiments to actual car performance. Their designs and improvements often behaved unexpectedly when incorporated into the vehicle. However, they have now demonstrated a direct correlation between their wind tunnel tests and simulation results with the car's actual on-track performance, as stated by Toto Wolff. This correlation enables them to develop the car more effectively, as they no longer have to worry about a new part yielding unintended results, and they have always been renowned as one of the strongest teams when it comes to developing their vehicles throughout the season. This strength was not prominently displayed since 2022, due to challenges with the car concept which led to inconsistency. Now Mercedes' competitors should be worried about this newfound consistency in their car development process, as Mercedes is no longer navigating blindly. This change definitely makes the competition more exciting, and I'm eager to see how it plays out. While it might seem inappropriate for other cars to compare their deficiencies with the engineering marvel that is Red Bull, the fact remains that Mercedes is currently leading the pursuit to catch the Austrian team. The mood in Brackley is undoubtedly optimistic, as Mercedes is coming off a double podium finish. They likely would have secured P3 and P4 in Canada, a track they initially thought would not favor their performance if not for the reliability issues Russell faced. After losing focus on a curb in Montreal, he crashed the car, leaving Hamilton as the only driver to earn points for the Silver Arrows. For the Mercedes fans concerned about Hamilton's ability to outperform Alonso's Aston Martin, the Silver Arrows assure that this won't be a common occurrence moving forward, especially once the W14 undergoes significant upgrades. According to Hamilton and Russell, one of the main issues before the substantial upgrade was installed on the W14 was the car's rear axle, mostly because the cockpit had been moved further forward than in previous years. To fully rectify this would require a complete chassis reconstruction, which would have to wait until next year. However, a more immediate solution seems to be doing wonders for both British drivers. Mercedes introduced a new front suspension setup for the Monaco GP last month, including a repositioned wishbone. This was primarily implemented to enhance airflow and cooling in harmony with the new sidepod concept. However, the ability to adjust geometrics more extensively also plays a significant role in improving the car's stability. So, what are these Silverstone upgrades they are set to introduce? James Allison announced at the beginning of the weekend that they have become highly competitive in medium and high-speed corners, especially on circuits like Spain. Indeed, Red Bull performance was stellar in Spain, but they've proven to be a worthy competitor to them in higher and medium-speed corners. Mercedes' issue now lies in the lower speed zones, and the tricky traction areas and rear stability aren't quite up to the mark when compared to their rivals. Mercedes don't have the necessary downforce, but as James Allison pointed out, they've managed to overcome the high and medium speeds, and now they need to focus on improving their performance in low speeds. So their next focus will be on resolving these issues to ensure they're on par with Red Bull. Toto Wolff has revealed that they will have 2 more upgrades before the summer break, which is fast approaching. The most substantial upgrade will be introduced in Silverstone, which according to Amos publication might have a greater impact than the one they introduced in Monaco. And although the Monaco upgrade was quite significant, the Silverstone upgrade will target unseen elements like the floor, the rear suspension and the rear end of the car, which could have a more substantial impact. After that, they are planning to introduce another upgrade, possibly in Hungary or Belgium. As Lewis Hamilton noted, they're heading in the right direction and enhancing their performance, but they need to push hard. With Red Bull securing the championships, they're likely to shift their focus to next year's car. Meanwhile, Mercedes needs to address some persisting issues with their new upgrades, particularly traction problems, as Hamilton's wish list includes increased rear downforce, improved traction, and less air resistance, and the forthcoming Silverstone upgrade is expected to address many of these issues. The next race is promised to be quite fascinating, as Ferrari appears to have discovered something significant and Aston Martin has undoubtedly taken a step forward, particularly on circuits like Canada. The grid is closer to Red Bull than it's been all season. A 1-2 finish is no longer an easy feat, and although Perez's underperformance is a major topic of discussion at present, Mercedes remains reasonably competitive and is looking to make another considerable leap forward. Without a doubt, Mercedes' primary objective for the rest of the season is to close the gap with Red Bull, and to accomplish this, they need substantial upgrades, something they can expect Aston Martin to pursue as well. However, it's reasonable to assume that Aston Martin can't depend on Stroll's reliable performance as much as they can on Alonso, as Aston Martin seems to be increasingly becoming a one-man operation, a trend that might also be emerging at Red Bull. This shift can be advantageous for the Silver Arrows, who are fortunate to have 2 drivers consistently finishing with high points. Granted, Russell's recent mistake cost him and the team significantly, but such errors are not typical for him. It's not reliable to count on him making mistakes or compromising his team's races in the future. There's still much ground to cover to close the gap at the front, but with the latest upgrades being brought to the W14, it's exciting to think about the potential for the continuously expanding Brackley-based team. They're specifically targeting improvements to the floor in the upcoming set of regulations. This situation might set the stage for a tight contest between Mercedes and Red Bull, with the Silver Arrows determined to prove to their parent company that they didn't earn their 8 consecutive Constructors' World Championships without reason. So, what are your thoughts about this? Will Mercedes further improve the W14 while staying inside the budget cap? Talk to us in the comments below, and we will see you in the next video.